going to speak. It's going to work. I got a long drive, so you guys can keep hopping off and on with me. I'm not going to stop. I do have a Telegram chat. If anybody has that chat link and you want to be just an absolute slam dunk assist, if you're going to put that link in the chat, that'd be awesome. If you guys don't have Telegram, I drop a lot of things throughout the day that you can use to share with people. I let you in on my process of breaking down all the things happening in the quantum world, the Q world, so to speak. So if anybody could put that chat there, that'd be amazing. I know you guys can hear me. Beautiful. Yeah, not at all. Exactly. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. So, like I said, Telegram, add friends and family. Again, Telegram, thank you so much. The Telegram that I have put together for you guys, it is a safe space. We had a couple of trolls come in and poke some things, and you know, the way I word it, it's a way where I'm doing my best to keep things in that safe space where you can share and feel okay to share and speak. There's a group chat as well. It's a community. You're safe. You're protected. There's a bubble around that Telegram chat I put around, so we are all good. So that's definitely a space you can go. And yes, I'm going to be sharing a lot. I've been dabbling. I've been just so, all in at the Sedona retreat. That's been so amazing. Like I've shown 4 lives now already, and I wanted to keep flowing about some of the other things that are going to be transpiring, so to speak. We're ready for it. We're getting ready for it. This is the transition. For those that are still holding on to the fear timeline, the fear, the uncertainty, the trauma, that's okay. It's okay. Do your best. Stay hydrated, ground. It's not me saving you. It's not your friend saving you. You're going to remember this is all within you, right? This is all within you. You have this within you, and the best is yet to come, truly, for everything that we're doing. And for those that are waking up and you're speaking, continue to speak your truth. I know it's gnarly with the censorship. Just hold that frequencies a little bit longer. Hold that line a little bit longer. Your third party of the world is coming. That wave, that flood is here. It is here right now, and you're building your ship to sail on it, and you're going to take people with you, and you're going to help them build their own ship. We're all going to rise above this admiralty law of water, so to speak, that's created a fictitious illusion called the United States of America Incorporated that is now being dismantled as we speak. This country was taken over by London, by special interest groups, the Vatican, and all of these things, and they've infiltrated from the inside, making America weak on the outside, gutting America on the inside, creating an illusion, a race war, poverty, separation, scarcity, ruling class, elite class, big tech, small business conglomerates, corporate America, banksters. I can go on and on and on. It's so deep and so much, and at the same time, all is going to become brought to light. Light is vibrating so fast. The vibration of the planet is rising faster and faster. We had multiple Schumann jumps over the last week. For those that are still in that fear mode, I just ask yourself, is it information overload? Ask yourself, are you consuming more than you've been able to embody? Asking yourself, where do your values lie? Asking yourself, what are your intentions when having conversations with people? Is it to poke people? Is it to bring others down? Is it to empower others? Is it to ask questions? Those are so important, and these are where we can all do our own part in ushering this kind of, not new way of living I like to talk about, but the now way of living. And things escalate every single month, really, since the quote-unquote fake election, with fake presidencies and fake Congress and legislatures that are playing out as a movie in a quantifiable world. There's already systems in play, a quantum financial reset system, technology that's going to be released. Yeah, you've got extraterrestrial contact that is in the works happening. You're going to have a lot of these old 3D program matrix grids, whether it's these owners, these CEOs, these bankers, these shadow these deep all of these things, right? All of these things are now going to be exposed in the light, and truly it is an amazing time to be living through, and we're in the middle of it. We're in this transition phase, and that's where it gets bumpy. So let me think here. It's another thing I wanted to share. Looking back on the Capitol, on that Capitol incident, for those that are interested in that kind of dimension and timeline, I know there's some that and follow my journey there in that higher 5D lens, so to speak. I love it. I'm all for it, and it's okay of not looking at this stuff and bypassing it. I respect it. I respect your decision. You know what's best for you and your community, and keep holding that truth, hold that light, because there's going to be so many that are going to be looking to learn about sky astrology. Going to be so many that are going to look and are going to be curious about astrology. There's going to be so many that are going to be curious about essential oils and homeopathy and detoxification and orgonite and Reiki and sound healing and meditation and plant medicine. It's all there, and you guys have all of these things that you can offer with the world. And those that want to help that transitional phase kind of go into the fire, so to speak, into those ashes, and really kind of be a safe space or give people this grounding energy as they awaken to these things that are going to be going viral outside of the mainstream media on a bigger scope as we go galactic and quantum, and realize that this planet Earth is a lot smaller than we think, and we are a lot tinier than we think, but at the same time we are everything and more than we think. We're both, right? We're that divine balance of macro and micro, and these are little things we remember, how much we can house in our body, how much our body has the ability to take care of ourselves, to overcome trauma, to process emotions when we allow it, and not so much allow external forces that have been in play for so long to take us apart, literally from the top bottom, from our root chakra to our crown chakra, from the 10 different organs in our body, the lymphatic systems, the reproductive organs, the astral body, the etheric body. And if you're saying this is so much, this is information overload, that's why I always say there's going to be things that may go over your head. There may be things that do not stick. There may be things that I share or other people share that will trigger you, or can poke you right where you are hurt the most, or maybe kind of shake up your glass that's been kind of on the fragile end of things. And that's okay. And that's okay. And that's what I've surrendered to, is embracing those kind of triggers, embracing those frustration of feelings. And that's allowing your body, is showing you this ability to work through these things, showing you what it is you can do within yourself to work through these things. And as you work through these things interiorly, inside of you, your energy is going to build. Your energy is going to build. As your energy builds, it's almost like your antenna, your Wi-Fi, not the phone's Wi-Fi that I've had issues with here. Your internal Wi-Fi, your internal energy builds, and your signal gets stronger. Your signal gets stronger. You become more of a beacon for others. You become literally a light for others. You become this lighthouse. You become this shining light that maybe you can't actually see, but you feel. And that feeling in someone else might be the first time they actually feel in their life, because of your essence, because of your aura, because of your embodiment, because of your ability to forgive yourself, hydrate yourself, take deep breaths throughout your day, move your body, take some time for self-love, connect with community, empower yourself with affirmation, become conscious of the language you speak. And you do these things, you really start shifting internally, and that shift internally is going to shift externally. And now certain information will not actually find you anymore, which is fear-driven and worst-case scenario, and all these illusionary timelines that are not in the highest good of God, and all things are just this fabricated thought of the left brain illusion. And as you build your energy and you increase your Wi-Fi, your cellular tower, the good stuff, as you do this in your everyday life, you are now going to be pulling in this information that is uplifting, that can be a life-changing drop, cue drop, a download, a quote, an image, a perspective, a metaphor, an allegory. That's the teachings of Christ were so prevalent and so prominent because everyone was able to understand it. Everyone was able to really grasp a piece of it, which then they could take and put it in their recipe. And for those that didn't really get it, there was this curiosity that sparked. There was this seed where the soul creeped on in for a second and shone some light amongst the darkness sometimes inside of us, because we've been so programmed to absorb outside of us instead of create within us. Now those polarities are flipping. The polarities within us are flipping. And we're able to see more outside of us. That's why they say seeing through the illusion, the veil being removed, dark, getting shined upon, where you're exposing these truths that people are holding on to. And we're in the middle of that. And in this ride, this transition, it does get bumpy. There were even times in the last few weeks that I had hesitation and second guessing. And I caught myself. And I sat with myself and I asked myself why. And it was because, for me, I wasn't in my body. I was outside my body. I was in the digital battlefield. How they call it that. There is a digital battlefield. The moment you start talking about the things I'm starting to talk about, you can attract many different things. I don't know who, I don't know what, I don't know what software or bots or things out there in that digital battlefield, but it's a place where people step on. And if perhaps you maybe not be ready for projections or for people, calling you crazy and, threatening you and creating stories about you, putting yourself on a pedestal kind of deal, be smart. Be smart, take a step off that battlefield, choose your spots, know when it is that you can step in when you feel grounded, that you're not doing it because you feel that you have to or you're rushed, because you truly know and you choose to, right? You know and you choose to, and that's going to really empower yourself as these things play out and unfold. So, and then another stage of learning, I don't know if anybody has any questions. Hopefully you guys are getting some good stuff here. I know you guys are getting some good stuff. I'm choosing to remove the word hopefully, as that creates potential in-between states of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is pretty amazing. Let's see, does anybody have any specific questions? There's so much I could talk about. I could talk on this thing for about 5 more hours. So if anybody is curious about the whole Capitol incident last week, my lens, from what I connected, was it was a mixed operational, psychological operation that was intended to confuse the masses and used as a way to have one last crack at removing a president, quote unquote, who's supposed to be gone in a few days anyways, via impeachment. So it's interesting what had played out, what had transpired, and obviously you've seen the aftermath since the last few weeks. So there was a rally called upon people that are speaking their truth. Call them what you want, say what you want. That's your word magic to put out there in this world. For me, I just saw people that are just peacefully standing and staying and looking to speak their truth. And what had happened was, at the same time, on the other lens of the spectrum, you have, the darker forces, the forces they, whatever you want to call it, using specific words, as I choose to stay present in this talk and not removed whatsoever. You have forces that actually infiltrated this protest, so to speak, or this rally, this gathering, whatever you want to call it. They infiltrated it. So what happened next was, if you guys didn't know, the president was actually late to his speech. In a way that, because he was late, there were already people attacking the Capitol, and you didn't see that. And you might have saw different camera angles, cops letting people in. It was a choreographed attack to try to make it, smear it, and blame, Trump supporters, so to speak. And that's what the media ran with. Well, there was another operation going on at the same time. So what Trump did was delay it by 15 or 30 minutes. And in order to get all the surveillance, all the footage, because you're watching a movie, all the surveillance of the footage of these riots that occurred that were violent, with window smashing, stealing, gunshots, all these things, and how they were actually infiltrated. And that was actually shown on maybe some people's favorite news channel, CNN. And you have this guy who is a BLM activist, not in the way, again, without getting you triggered, it's a whole nother activist site, which is more violent, so to speak. It was all broken down with a CNN anchor. They had inside footage going through different things, showing people that had certain allowance and clearance to be able to let people in and cause damage, and then it was smeared on that as well. So at the same time, the good guys knew that the bad guys were going to do that. So you see, it's multi-dimensional warfare happening all at once. You see the storming of a Capitol with innocent protesters, making all of a sudden Trump infiltrated it, he started it. You have that narrative. You also have the narrative of literally the bad guys coming in and wreaking havoc to smear it and defame Trump supporters, so to speak, in that. And then you have another narrative, which you won't see on mainstream media, is when the good guys knew that the bad guys were going to do that, and amongst the crowd, they went in, they were able to confiscate and take critical evidence showing treason and conspiracy and all these different things that all of those people in Congress are held liable for. They pretty much, they got everybody in that same space. The D.C. Capitol, first of all, D.C. in itself, with the obelisk and the dome, the Capitol building, those are very dark symbolistic locations and monuments. Now, at the same time, the grounds level on DC, which when you look at ley lines, if you guys never heard of ley lines, Disneyland's on a ley line, a lot of professional stadiums are on ley lines, they put slaughterhouses on ley lines to harness energy. DC is on a ley line, and underneath, if you were to do a zoom out lens of the map footage, DC actually looks like an owl. It's like literally a giant owl with giant eyes. And obviously the owl has different symbology for darker energies as well. Not going to go down that one tonight. And look what had transpired. In the next coming week, you have a fence being put up. Now think about that. Pause. Why? What for? How? Where? When? You have a fence being put up that perimeters the shape of an owl. You have drops from a Q lens, quantum standpoint, of saying when does a bird sing, a bird being an owl. You have wiring that is literally keeping all of the people that have made millions, billions around the world to believe in a fake government, in a fake constitution, a fake United States incorporation, a fake flag, fake laws, fake Congress, fake bad actors that are money hungry, greed, power driven, sexually traumatized, abused, into all these different nasty dark energies and spiritual practices that we've been deemed to be called crazy, that we shared in a lighter lens, so to speak, because there's always that inversion. And that's what really played out on the Capitol. So that'll all be shown in truth in time. What you watched was a movie scene on Wednesday, and for those that were there, you are part of, quote unquote, a movie. I know it's kind of weird to even think about, and it's okay, because this is very, remember, goes against what we've always thought to believe to be true. So you had those operations going on in the background, you had different things taken from there, with including the laptop, so to speak. You had different markers be laid out. This is a military operation, as you're starting to realize. Why are there National Guard throughout America? Why is there now 25,000 troops in D.C.? They're all chilling in the lobby without masks on. Makes you think again, what the heck's going on? Now you have a virtual inauguration. There's no parade. They also, created a security team named Checkmate, and a Q drop Checkmate is towards the end of the Q drops. It's just kind of being played out right in front of you, and it's being played out right in front of you because now the stage is really getting set, because there's really nothing else at this point. We're at 0 point. We're at 0 point, and whether you're thinking of the Gregorian calendar or another calendar, so to speak, we're coming to this 0 point where everyone is ready. The world is ready. There's millions of enough that can help the transition of millions more. There are millions that are in this space that have been behind these keyboards and screens, these digital soldiers, so to speak, that are huge. We're not in airplanes firing bombs and bullets. We're on keyboards, lives, and speaking words and memes. Words are weapons. They're swords, you guys. We're literally battling and fighting with our words, with our stories, with our commas and our apostrophes, our magic, our rules and copyright infringements, our community guidelines and censorship. It's all words. You guys have been listening to me now for probably about an hour. How many words do you think you've heard? And these words have either empowered you, they've inspired you, they've confused you, they've terrified you, and that's that present moment awareness you have in these conversations with other people, when you're watching the news. But everything has been so unconscious. We have become so unconscious, so unaware, so repetitive and stimulated, addicted to our dopamine, running low on serotonin, synthetic endorphins, forcing ourselves to feel a certain way, decrease melatonin because of fluoride. It's literally an attack of our inner world that manifests as a so-called attack in our outer world. Everything that happens on the inside is happening on the outside. So that's what I believe transpired a few weeks ago, which was pretty intense in a time, and all those things started changing with the algorithms on my page, and you probably maybe couldn't find me for a little bit, even hard to find me right now. Share as much as you can of this stuff. Again, I already have a secured income. I'm not doing this for income. I have no PayPal. I want no GoFundMe, nothing like that. And for those that do that, all power to them. I do this because I experienced it. I went through it. I lost my father recently, and that's a story in itself, which you guys will have wait to hear the things that I'm going to share with you about his journey and his story and this broken system we live in. Not to blame or project, but to observe and connect and realize I don't want this to happen to anybody else. I don't want anybody to go through what my father had gone through in these last few years, and making sure people have the tools, at least to their access, like these lies, like this information, to come out better, rise from those ashes, go from the left to the right brain, step into their, divine masculine and feminine, and really remember how powerful they truly are, right? While living in this matrix, quote unquote, world that's dissolving. The next step, what do I think the next step is? Well, it's already happening. It's already being declassified. You have different declassifications coming out, and these are they call them Trump cards that he's always had, and he's given these people years to come clean, years to surrender, years to give up, but they kept fighting because they don't know any other way. They're heavily left-brain people that are very tied to logic, analytics, stats, statistics, banking, numbers, confusion, media, hysteria. And then you've got the virus number, the numbers, and it's just ripping people apart. It's because we're more dominant right brain species, and we're heading that way, and that's the God right brain, so to speak. The parasympathetic, the rising feminine as well. I believe Wednesday is going to be a the world sees what just happened. Everyone, all those that are no longer serving the good for the people, for the planet, for the animals, for the world, for humanity, for the galactic, for everything, they're going to be all in one spot in DC, which is the darkest, nastiest place probably in our country, and they're going to be caged in with barbed wire for the world to watch as these unsealed indictments come out, these FISA-gate starts, or the FISA starts, Obamagate hits the waves, media is canceled, or the social media goes down, you have telecoms go down, emergency broadcast systems are going up, Space Force is being utilized to transcribe this announcement globally. You're going to have a global announcement. This is the introduction of a QFS, blockchain system, quantum system, NESARA. I could keep going on and on and on. Will that all happen in one day? I don't feel it'll happen in one day. I feel it'll happen over time, just like this awakening has happened over time from 2020 to 2021. So I definitely think it is a process, and it's not going to be a one-day thing. And I do know that going forward, the best is yet to come. I mean, it depends where you look. And again, if you love to do the things you do and not pay attention to it, cool. That's all good. The only thing I ask is be mindful if you bash others that are trying to fight for you. I think it's very interesting that people that are being called, the C word, conspiracy theorists, critical thinkers, crazy people, you're loony, you're crazy. Like, they're calling someone crazy, and that crazy person is literally fighting for them. They're fighting for them. They're speaking things they haven't been able to speak, and that's the hard part. That's the hopefully we're still good. We are still good. That's the hard part that you've got to tend to kind of ground in, is that you are literally, you're fighting for people. You're I don't want to say fighting as in a fist and gun type way, but as in, like, you're doing things that are going to be maybe brought into you that not many people want. Everyone wants to be famous, right? Then you're famous, and now the cameras don't leave you alone. So we're doing things that not everybody wants to do, but everybody's watching what you and I are doing and what we are doing and helping. And it is hard when those that you're looking to help and wake up, and it's right in front of them, but yet they can't see it, and yet they attack you. And it's like, I'm protecting you, I'm helping you, I'm fighting for you, and you're attacking me. That's the illusion. That's the illusion. That's the confusion that the illusion is made, literally to create fights against each other instead of all of us turn at one place and realize it's this 1%. Because think about it this way. People talk about, and I would say this, the elites are the 1%. Well, how is that elite compared to 99%? I think that'd be the elite group. And the 1% only survives because the 99% said yeah. The 99% has been saying yeah, but now that number is going down every single second. Now, every single second that number is going down. You know, that number is going down to a point now where those are waking up, and in that transition phase, they are looking at, and it tends to be you guys are saying mom, dad, and that's okay. They're older, not in a way that they're older as in they're different or separate. They're more years. There's more subconscious programming. They didn't have technology that could get out information at the speed of, like, you literally, hundreds of people seeing Instagram posts, video getting 1,000 views in 30 seconds. That wasn't around 50 years ago. We had carrier pigeons. We had SOS, we had telegrams, like actual mailing letters. So no, this information wasn't going to be around, and that's where these programs of eating certain foods, fluoride in the water, fluoride in our toothpaste, taking medications, antibiotics, the Rockefeller medicine, the Rockefeller education. Our parents have gone through it. God bless them, mom and dad. And imagine going through your whole life thinking you're doing something right, and you've told your children you're doing something right, and in reality it's all been a lie. It's hard. It's hard. It's triggering. To have a parent, however old they are, with a son or daughter that is now bringing forth belief systems that go against their 50 or 60, 70, 80 years of programming of what they believe to be true and what was best for you. And now they are wrong. And they're not wrong. They've just been lied to. And I'm not here to say that you're going to become the mom and dad, but I am here to say that your light is going to help them heal their inner child. The inner child that suppressed them at a young age from their mom and dad. Because it's lineage, you guys. It's lineage. It goes back farther than just 2020. Not to get caught up in the past. It's not about 2020 and the whole this. No. It's not even about 2000. It's not even about 1900. It's not even about the 1800s. It's about all existence. Stuff's been hijacked for as long as we can know. And I'm not going to say everything, but I am going to say almost everything has been fake, has been an illusion, has kept us held back from literally our gifts. And the reason we're finding them right now is because we're allowing ourselves to find them. We're in this time cycle, zoom out even more, that's even a higher spiritual aspect, a bigger picture, a biblical, a quantum lens, a galactic, etheric soul plane that, again, if this is going over your head, it's okay. We were never taught this in school. We were never taught this in college. We're not taught this at a young age. We're only programmed to see it in movies. And when you watch a movie, that movie's fake. We can't fly. We can't talk to each other telepathically. We can't walk on water. We don't have superpowers. It's because we've been programmed to think what we cannot be and what we cannot do. And when you feel inferior and you feel powerless, well, no wonder you give your power away to a government that is meant to watch you all the time and govern your state of meaning. You're meant to be here. You have meaning. And we have collectively in the past have given away that meaning and what we really meant to be to a governing society, government. Taking control of what we're truly meant to be, which is infinite, which is divine, which is ability to time travel and to do these things that many of us are waking up to now. We get to teach that and create our own systems. And for those that are watching right now, if you have your own business or you have a community, keep going, keep sharing, keep speaking, keep expanding, keep letting people in, keep asking questions. We're co-creating this, as much as we say there's a movie and the end is all good. There's no end. As soon as something ends, another thing begins. It's the linear construct is fading. We're leaving the time space and entering to the now space. We're leaving time and entering space. where space is all things, and that's the whole quantum world, right, so to speak. And so if mom and dad and all those that haven't really seen it yet, imagine this, trying to go into your computer and recode everything in your computer. Some of you don't even know where the on button is. I didn't even know there's a restart button in my computer on my laptop. I didn't even know I had how much gigabytes I had. I don't know how much RAM I had. My battery. I didn't even know how strong my battery is. It's a reflection of ourselves. We don't realize how much we are uncoding, unlearning, and recoding and relearning. That's that quantum system. And the way you do such, one of the best ways, you guys that are watching this, is your words. It's your words. Your words. That's why you go on a website, if any of you have ever seen anyone that does coding, and you literally put up a screen filled with code, consciously you're going, what is that? If you step away from that screen and you go and live your life and you start speaking, you go to coffee, you have lunch, you go on your work calls, you go to hang out with the family, and you're speaking in code all day, your subconscious, most likely, a lot of times, is going, what is that? What are you saying? What is, I kind of maybe think, what is that? What are you saying? That's the subconscious mind. It's the babble. It's the babble that we've kind of been put on us to think babble verses, Bible verses. You see the correlation. They've taken Babylon, the fall of Babylon. They've taken these words, limiting beliefs, can't, don't, isn't, not, but, try, kinda, maybe, attempt, hopefully, think. These are babble. They're babble, and your subconscious doesn't know what to do with them, just like you wouldn't know what to do with a screen of coding on a computer. So what we're doing is we're erasing our babble. Yeah, we babble on, exactly. That's why they call it Babylon. So we're erasing our babble, and that's why these Bible verses, Babel and Bible, and that's why Babel verses and Babel viruses, the V word, virus, Bible verse, Babel virus. You guys get it? You guys connect that dot right there? Babel virus, mainstream media, fake news, misinformation, false, fake timelines, fake narratives, psychological warfare. It's Babel virus. It's a Babel virus. Well, in the 3D world, it's a little microscopic thing that we can't see, and we wear masks. And I'm not going down that water hole about that right now. I'm just talking about the virus in itself, the word itself. The virus that gets onto a computer, and look, Bill Gates makes computers, wants to give everyone a vaccine with the virus. You see, that's all correlated and connected. They're just reading out everything that's playing within us. That's why the Bible verses have been distorted and have been changed as well. Because when the Bible verses have been distorted and changed, and the book of Gospel of Thomas, for example, is taken out of the Bible, which talks about this inner gnosis, this inner spirituality, take that out of the Bible. Don't let anybody tap into their innate God-given abilities. We want them to speak babble and create their own viruses of the mind, which can then be labeled as a virus of the body, because the virus of the mind, the words you speak, can in fact make you sick. I'm sick to my stomach is because your intuition is no longer there. So the words we speak throughout our day that are disempowering, they cut us down, they limit our belief system, they lax in their scarcity. Fear, stress, anger, greed, hate, ego, lust, comparison, self-worth, shame. Put together, you have quite a virus for a human operating system. Put together, you have quite a virus for the collective population that you can then disguise as a vaccination to go on ahead and take the power back and pretend to give it back to the people in the disguise of I'm meant to govern you, therefore obey. The Bible verses, I am that I am. And in the beginning was the Word, and that Word was God. And if God is all things, so I am that I am is God, which is all things, which is you and me, plants, animals, all things. That's the Bible verse. The Babel virus takes us away from that. And takes us out of the present moment. Yeah, exactly. Symbols, metaphors, allegories, all those different things like that. So that's the virus that's been played out, not the one that we might think, another type of virus. And that's the words. The words. And in the beginning there was the Word. That's why you can have a mainstream news article that can control 10 million people with one article. One news article can control 10 million people. One quote from a celebrity can influence 5 million people. Why do you think social media, why do you think all these people who have these check marks? I'm not here to say all of them, but a good amount. Who knows how they got there? It's because the platform that they have that can influence, the platform that they have that they can manipulate, the platform that they have that they can mind control. And the thing is, they don't even know that they're doing it probably. Most of them don't, because they're under control. So now you have 5 million people following one account, which is literally just words on a screen with images of that person you'll probably never meet on your phone, and it controls 5 million people. That's the power, psychological warfare, digital warfare, color revolutions, information attacks. That's where we've been under attack. We've been under attack for a very, very long time. So these platforms that have, and what's happening now, as sad as it is you're having people in the truth community, or people in the place where they're sharing things that are helpful or conspiracy, whatever, and they're still undercover, and they're actors, and they're pretending to share truth, but there is a little bit misleading. And that's why I always say, use a sermon, not to believe everything that I always say. I'm not perfect. I choose to be imperfect and embrace that aspect that allows me to keep growing. And just be mindful where, ask questions. Ask questions. Even health practitioners, detox health people, like who have huge platforms, look at their partners, look who they stand by. Just follow the money. Next thing you know, you find the Bill Gates or Hillary Clinton Health Association, and the guy you always thought was good was simply using words, babble, to confuse those who do not understand the words. Here's the thing with words too. A lot of us don't know what a lot of words mean. So in contracts and legislature, even in seminars, things where people use really big, bold words, it can literally woo you. It can confuse you. It can empower you. It can stress you out. It can trigger you. And all it was is words. You can get another person with a different tone and mannerism to say the exact same words, and you have a whole country that supports them. You can have another person who says the exact same words in a different language and an accent, and now the whole world hates them. Yeah, exactly. It's all connected. It's all connected. So I feel 2021 in a nutshell, for those that chose to open their mind, that chose to look outside the box, that chose to allow themselves to be heard and seen, that chose to say no to things that no longer serves them, that made these choices consciously or even unconsciously, if your higher self really is guiding you. 2021 is going to be, I don't want to say not as bad. It's going to still be pretty bad. And when I say the word bad, I mean very eye-opening revelations about truths that have been hidden for quite some time type bad. And for those that decided and chose to stay closed-minded, to not look at multiple perspective and lenses, because there's always multiple sides of the same story, plain and simple. What happens is we just get very frustrated, because if you are potentially still in that mindset of holding on to your belief systems and stories, perhaps you are consuming GMO food. Perhaps you are, still consuming mainstream media. Perhaps you are still consuming, a dopamine or pornography, or perhaps any type of stimulation, synthetics, fluoride, heavy metals, parasites, EMF, stress. These things literally cut off all connections. They cut off a lot of connections to the source, a lot of connections to God, because all you're connected to is your left brain. And the reason I know that, because that was me. I was disconnected from anything except my left brain, which wanted to prove I'm right, wanted to do it my way. Because there's beautiful ways to use your left brain: structure, organizing, calls to action, like creating, and analytics, and discipline, and logic, words, numbers. Really, really, really good stuff with the left brain. And at the same time, there's very toxic components of that left brain, right? So those that have that disconnection from God, or even religion, where we're taught of something only is outside of us. And now if we do something bad, we have this fear of getting cut off from God outside of us. Therefore, judgment day is upon us, and we have to live in fear now. And then bringing it back to yourself, cleaning your temple, Solomon's temple, the temple in between the minds, your pineal and pituitary, Mary and Joseph, corpus callosum, the Christ, the cross, the cerebral spinal fluid, the Jordan River. You've got the vertebrae, the stairway to heaven, pineal, Jacob's ladder. It's pretty amazing how much is really, really in you, and it's really cool to see. And so for those, like I said, that are resisting, and 2021 is going to make 2020 just look like, oh man. I'm not here to say what it'll be. Look, I choose not to take power from others. I choose to empower others rather than tell them what to expect, because we all don't know. We're all living it out in the moment, And I do think 2021 is this is the reveal. Here we are. Like, we're here, guys. At this point, there is no opposite. There's no other way, because every other way has thousands of million other ways, and just collectively, consciously, we are heading into this timeline, this getting out of the Kali Yuga, going into this golden age, the age of Aquarius. History is repeating itself. Histories are repeating itself, so we can learn from it, so we can grow from it, come out better from it. Ashes, the rising from the ashes, merging our brain hemispheres, dropping more into the parasympathetic, getting out of the fight or flight, collaborating in community instead of competing and criticizing. These are just flips. We're just hitting the flip of the switch, and now's the time we're doing it. Now is the time that we are doing it. Yes, exactly. I feel that too. And I want to remind you guys, if you have not, and I use this in all humbleness, like, there's so much on my page that I've wanted to put out there for you guys. Here's my vision, and take what you want with this. With my page, it's not my page. I choose it to be everyone's page. And what do I mean by that? The things on my page was not to share that, for me, the whole thing, oh, look, I was right, you're wrong. I've already passed that. I've already seen myself enough to be my biggest fan. Like, I love myself. I recognition and biofeedback I love for growing and growth. I'm as humble as it gets as a man, and I'd probably get that from my father. But a lot of the stuff that I've shared literally on my page is for you to use it and third party yourself. Use the things on my story. I have 60 story highlights. I have 9 highlights that are all about this awakening. Everything is there. Screenshot it, send it. You don't got to tag me. I don't care. It's all good. I'm abundant. I am content. I am serving humanity. I have a community. I have my health. I'm so happy, And I want you guys to take the things that I've posted in the last 3 years since I woke up and use it anytime you feel called. Repost it. You do not have to cite me. You don't have to tag me. I love you. Take it. Run with it. All good. If you feel called to, great. That's in your heart to speak. But really go through. Save some things. Send them. And that helps boost the algorithm on our page. I'm not going to even say mine. On our page and this page of how to come out better, we can all use together to help this world. to give these people these tools, whether it's about water, nutrition, health, mindset, psychology, spirituality, waking up, ascension, subconscious mind, everything, all things, a lot of things I want you guys to use. Please take it. Please use it. Share it with friends and family. Have like a whole arsenal. Make a folder for it, and just really honestly tap into it and share that with the world. That's truly why I put it out there. 3 years ago, I was like, why am I sharing this stuff? I got no engagement. Hey guys, I had nobody, quote unquote, following me. I just kept going. I said, you know what? I'm not going to worry about right now. I know as time goes on, there will be a time where the world wakes up and I have it all, just like Q did. The Q drops. It's all there. It's all there. So if you really want to get caught up, go to the first Q highlight I have. Watch all of them. Each one has 100 highlights. And I think there's 7 of them, so you got about 700 highlights to go through. And it's wild when people say none of that's happening, or it's a conspiracy, or a psyop. At this point, it has all happened. It has all happened. And if you're open to seeing it happen, you can. And so you can take that. If someone needs proof, use that as proof. If someone needs evidence or a third party, use it. Send it to my lives, copy and paste, take some captions, repost. Just go, run with it. A lot of this stuff I share and the way I share it is not for me. It's not about me. The things that I share, that I choose to share about me, are the things that I've learned from, the stuff that I've trialed and errored, the things that have been working for me, the things that maybe could work for you, things that I've questioned, things that I've changed, things that I love to embody in my everyday life. Always learn. I'm always opening to new avenues and new doors, and it's just so amazing. And life gets so appealing when you start looking at things outside of that box. You start looking outside of that box. You share things that goes against the norm, and as you get past those projections and you move through that resistance and that uncertainty, it's so liberating. It is so liberating. And what happens in the collective is going to happen in you. What changes in your family is going to help change in you. What changes in you helps change in your family. We're working together, and you're doing that by bringing your power back. You're bringing it back now. This live is reminding you. Like I said, I felt called to share on this drive home. I'll probably repost this as long as I get service. And yeah, I'm going to be talking more tomorrow. We'll do another live, boosting the algorithm back up, getting everything back on track. This retreat's been amazing. Peace, just everything connecting. I see it all. I really do see it all, and I want to share with you a lens that you can see it all in your lens, not mine. I'm not the guru. I'm you. I'm a human being that is curious, open-minded, remembering who I am, right? And we're all doing that. And to some people, that's scary. And to some people, that's annoying. And to some people, that's triggering. And to some people, that is frustrating, because you're doing things that they have not yet chosen to do, and that's okay. They will do it soon, and they're going to tap you on the shoulder. Right? They're going to tap you on the shoulder. They're going to ask you how, and you're going to give them a hug. You can give them a smile, and you're going to meet them where they're at, and that's where your gifts start to shine. How cool is that? Some of you maybe have always thought, I don't have any gifts for the world. Like, what am I good at? Remember, you're good at a lot of things. Sometimes other people will pull it out of you at times you never knew. Times that you never knew, and next thing you know, a gift, a skill, a trait, a personality is born in that moment, because that's where those gifts are found, in that moment. When we start thinking, what do I have? What gifts? Can I do that? Can I do this? That and this separate you from the now. That and this put a gift, and you just threw it out in front of you, and you can't go get it. You bring it in, open yourself up, breathe, be present throughout your day, focus on the words you speak. All of a sudden, your mailman, your next door neighbor, your dog might bite you on the ankle or something, and you then have a vision, and your gift gets activated just like that. It's happening now. It's happening right now. So thank you guys. Let's see, any other questions? Yeah, isn't that amazing how people have been awake to these things for 20 years? Wow, shout out to you. I mean, powerful. It's powerful. I've been awake for just a couple years. When I say awake, I'm just open-minded, aware. Sometimes, like you see, when I don't your dog did bite you. When we speak A through Z, and we just, I've been awake for 20 years. We just hear XYZ. When you start breaking down the journey in between that 20 years, that's where people can meet you. That's where people are going to get attracted to you, because you're meeting them where they're at. You're meeting them where they're at. So for those that have been awake for, 10, 20, 34, your whole life, you are awesome. You're amazing. Like, your patience is unmatched. I know you are here for a very, very divine reason. You're most likely a very old soul who has tons of wisdom. And I know you're learning now how to communicate that, and you're not alone. And I want to let you know that you're not alone. For those that have been awake, maybe outside these last couple of years, so to speak, because it's been picking up more so than ever. So shout out to those that have been awake, that have stayed patient, that have stayed grounded, that have still loved others unconditionally. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine the internal battles that you may have when you feel others, that you see things others don't, day after day. And maybe we've even met in a past life or something, or we've met in years past. It's so powerful to see. So yeah, huge shout out to that. Yeah, keep going in the right direction. The now moment. No back to normal. We're making normal now. Now-mal. I just been switching new or normal with now. I just now everything. Everything is now, happening right now. Happening right now. All right, guys. I need to find a rest stop. Take a little break here. Everybody's catching up, but all we're doing is coming back to the present. That's it. All right, guys. Well, thank you. Share this one. I'm gonna do my best to upload it. I know I got some service. We'll share this. I'm gonna ask for your help this week. Share my stuff. Not for me. Remember, it's not for me. It's for us. It's for all of us. I'm gonna be covering more and more. We're gonna look. We have 5th time's a charm, and we beat it. We went that whole live. We did it. See, we are the algorithm. We are all things. All right. So share, tag, screenshot, repost. Tag me if you want. Don't care. Too much abundance for all. Here we are. Great awakening. Best is yet to come out better in the now. Phoenix rising. Oh my goodness. And so it is. Light them up, you guys. Much love.